Welcome to Matcha Minutes, where we talk about what's going on in our community. Today's, we have two very special guests. We're joined by Jana Holt, the mother of Eric L. Miller and the director of the nonprofit effort behind the Eric L. Miller Youth and Resource Center. And Kathryn Hancock, secretary for the nonprofit board as well. Kathryn, many of you probably know as our marketing director, who is also volunteering her time to be involved in our community. And so we obviously appreciate that effort.
Thanks.
Eric has a tragic story. And so I think really to kind of start this, can you tell us a little bit about Eric and how this all started?
Okay, so like you started.
I know. Do we need to get some tissues?
Maybe.
So I know we might end up needing those at some point, but that's okay. That's okay. This is heart, right? So let me preface it.
Sure.
Eric's godmother, right? His mother is amazing. She's my dear, dear friend.
Okay.
I'm very, very blessed. Eric and his sister are our godchildren, and my husband and I are very blessed to have them in our home and to help raise them, and such a great part of our lives. But to tell you about Eric as a person, just a vibe. That's what, a whole vibe, a whole personality. He never met a stranger, from young to old to animal to everywhere he went. I feel like his whole persona was, as he was walking, was music. And he always smelled amazing. He just was everything. He was more than sports. He was more than everything. He had character in everything that he did. There wasn't really one area that, because he loved arts. If you took him to a museum, he would be there for hours.
Really?
If you took him to a sporting event, he engulfed it. Like he went to Sporting KC. He went to go see soccer for the first time. Loved it. Like there wasn't anything that he just didn't absorb and just take on. There wasn't a genre of music that he didn't love. My husband, whenever he cooks, you walk in, you hear Frank Sinatra. Like you hear, that's what you hear. And he would walk in and be like, yeah, like there just wasn't anything. He was just completely his own person. And that's one of the things that always just, I love most about him was just, he was always his own person. He went his own direction. He never followed anything. And it was truly unique about him.
Can you kind of tell us what happened to kind of prompt us on this journey?
What happened to Eric? This journey really, the passion behind this journey is what happened to Eric. Eric went to go play basketball his senior year. I got a text message at work, and he was going to play basketball at the local with some friends, and basketball got out of hand and he was hit. And
Assaulted.
He was assaulted.
Okay.
And when he hit the ground, his head hit the concrete.
Oh my gosh.
And so when he just never woke up, he had a seizure. And he, due to all the complications and everything and brain swelling, he never woke up.
That's a tragic story, and it's probably seems like in our community we hear a number of stories similar.
There are a lot.
And it's sad. Do you think if there had been some sort of place for him to go other than the local, that maybe it could have been a more controlled environment?
I really do. I feel like, especially here in this community, we don't have anything like that here. There's places to go, but there's not a place where there are safe places where there is guidance, where there's supervision. We have a number of parks, but there's not a number of well-lit parks or there is a lot of supervision or something that in these situations, that type, where tempers flare or, things get out of hand, someone can de-escalate those type of situations.
Kind of where the whole resource center came into effect, because there's also the Eric L. Miller Outreach Nonprofit, and then there's the Eric L. Miller Youth and Resource Center, and they're both separate. But that was where the need for the Youth and Resource Center came from.
And so what is your vision for the resource center?
I think the vision is a lot of things. The goal for the resource center is not only just sports, right? It's for a lot of things. There's a lot of kids that express themselves in different ways, and not only needing a safe space, but needing a space. When I reflect on when I moved to Leavenworth with my kids, Leavenworth and the community, the whole area, Leavenworth, Lansing, this whole community, they had a lot of things for teenagers and youth, especially of this age group. When we look at our youth, you're looking around 5th grade, youth start expanding out. Skateboards, bikes, whatever, they start expanding out. They don't have anywhere to go. And so whether they need a place to read, whether they want to draw, whether they play basketball, lift weights, whether they like IT, whether they want to cook, the things that they what is their vibe, what is what they're passionate about. There's nothing there, there's little pocket things. But it's, almost like a beacon of light of this is where I can go. And so the goal and the hope and our prayer and our direction is, let's create a building that this is where you can go. This is where you can go. And we have an area for arts. We have a quiet area for schoolwork, for reading, for what you want to do. We have an area for
quiet
times. And, we have an area if you want to lift weights. We have an area if you want to play basketball. We have an area if you want to learn life skills. We have an area for tutoring where we have these things. There's a lot of good programs. There are programs, and there's a lot of pocket programs in Leavenworth. Let's find a place where we can all come together and provide these sources to the kids, and and an outlet. So that's really kind of the goal. That's the fantasy. That's the happy path. The happy path. That's how that's going to go. But because every kid kind of needs something different. But when I came to Leavenworth, there was a lot of that. There was like 2 arcades and 3 bowling alleys and, a skating rink. And there was all these things these kids could go to. And now it's gone. And so what are they going to do? They're going to walk around. They're going to find trouble. I was a kid. I found trouble. I know that, right?
So now I can believe that.
I know. I was a pastor's kid. So, oh my goodness, right? So, you're going to do things you're not supposed to do. Play on the railroad tracks. The kid that, lost his foot on the railroad tracks that was in high school. And and I know his mom, and I know the situation that happened with him. And it's like, you're out and about and you're exploring and you're doing all these things. What if you could be someplace else? What if you could do something else? What if you have another opportunity? I think that's what we want to try to provide.
Kathryn, what's drawn you to this project?
Jana's personality. No, I think the story behind it all. I think Eric, I didn't know Eric personally. I knew of Eric. I know Jana. I know Jana's son. And so I just think that having his story behind it all and the creation of the Youth and Resource Center and giving kids a place to go is kind of what draws me to it. Knowing that our youth are out there on the streets getting into trouble and causing havoc, it just doesn't sit right with me. So I think this would be a great opportunity for younger kids.
Jana, when did the first idea first hit you?
So I think that the dream of a youth center, so I've worked with youth for over 20 years because I work as a youth leader in my church. Okay. So the dream of having something for youth has always kind of been a dream. And actually talking, because Eric lived with us and his sister, we've kind of talked about, it's like, if you ever win the lottery, what would you do? That kind of thing. So this has kind of always been something that I've talked about. when what happened with Eric, it was something that was like, this is going to happen. It's going to happen in 5 months. It's going to happen in 5 years, but this is going to happen because at some point you just get tired of seeing kids hurt. You get tired of seeing kids alone. When it happens to someone you love so much, you're like, you can't see people hurt anymore. You can't, you've seen so many times where you've seen kids that some kids just, when we looked at the plans and we met with the construction companies, we met with architects, you're like, we need a shower because there are kids in our community that need to take a shower. Right. And so it's like when you have conversations like that, when you run into kids that need to take a shower, like we're going to put a shower in there. Those kind of conversations are happening. And it's like we have to come together as a community and make that happen. And the cost is high and the goal is big, but now it went from like conversations and dreams and all of that, even when Eric was there. That's why a gym, when people are like, oh, you're going to have a gym, that's because of Eric. When we used to go to the gym all the time, and Eric forced my husband and I to go to the gym with him all the time. It was not an option, right? He forced our gym membership on us, and we would go. We would come home from work and we would eat dinner, and he'd be like, "We're gonna go to the gym. Let's go. We're gonna go to the gym." And I would go and walk on the treadmill and pretend like I was working out. Why him? My husband, I would just pretend like I never was serious about it ever. But it was like, we have to have a gym because some kids need that, and they don't have somebody that's going to make that happen for them. Everybody needs an outlet. And so our kids need this. So for me, it's always something that was like a thought or if I win the lottery or but now it's like this has to happen.
So you've mentioned construction, you've mentioned things that have already been done. What have you already done to start to make this happen?
So we've actually met with Baker Construction. We have already drawn up plans with an architect. A lot of this has already happened. The blueprints, the plans have been drawn out. The land has been donated to us by Faith Evangelistic Center. So,
wow, that's amazing.
Downtown has been chosen to us. Yeah. So the downtown area, which I feel like is a perfect area, only because it's kind of a good hub of Leavenworth. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in that area. It's close to some parks. It's close to some other areas. I do have some good access to some vans right there. I know some people, right? Faith Evangelist Center has donated a plot of land to us that's free and clear.
Wow.
So all of that has already happened. It's all been drawn up. We've already met with the city on making sure as far as codes and all of that, like we're all good. The plans are all good. Everything else now we're just down to fundraising.
And you guys have started fundraising then?
We just are starting.
We just built a board. We just created a website. We just set up the bank account. We just got a donation link. So it's slowly coming together. But
so how long ago did you guys really start to dive into this? Because it sounds like there's a lot of stuff that happened early on, but the nonprofit came later maybe?
So the nonprofit has started at the end of last year, beginning of this year is when it's really formed. We're still finalizing our 501c3 status. Yeah. So we have, we do have the...
we are a 501c3. We're just not tax exempt.
We're not tax
right
exempt. Now. We're still finalizing all of that and getting all of that underway, but everything else is done. So
what do you guys anticipate your first fundraising event will happen?
Hopefully as soon as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully within the next month or two, honestly.
Really?
I'd like to get that started.
Kathryn is our driving force behind everything. She's the brains behind the operation. She tells me what to do.
I know that side of her as well.
She's a little pushy sometimes. I appreciate her in that though.
The youth center, you would envision it with volunteers?
Yes. We actually have a lot of people that are already very willing to volunteer. My happy path is that We get a lot of volunteers and we cycle volunteers. I've done that with my youth program over the years, and it's actually kind of worked very well. As people age out of the program, they become volunteers in the program because you have some people that they just don't want to leave. And so obviously we always do background checks with everything. People are well vetted, but there's some that they really want to stay in the program. And it is kind of a larger scale mentoring program as well. It provides a lot of mentoring opportunities because you work with younger, but it's a larger scale because I have known from the past, I used to work with a Better Opportunities mentoring program in the city. It's very hard to match people one-on-one. You just don't have a lot of capacity for adults that want to take that time.
Sure.
But you do get adults that are willing to, come once a week or once every other week to, hang out in a gym for 2 hours, something like that. And so, it's a good mentoring opportunity at a group setting. So in that perspective, as you have young adult, teenagers turn into young adults, you train them, guide them, and then they turn into volunteers. So it's worked pretty well in the past. And so it's something that I hope will work well in the youth center.
What age range do you guys envision this center
I'm
working
looking
with?
I'm looking at probably 12 to 18, as long as, and even in the plans that we've drawn up outside, I'm looking at 2 half court, like basketball courts, and specifically one for like junior high, middle school level, and then one for high school specifically. One of the things I've noticed, even having a grand school that's like intermediate school, I've taken him to like Cody Park to play basketball. And then what's happened is he's called me 30 minutes, 45 minutes later saying, oh, well, the older kids have come and taken over the basketball court.
Yeah.
So we can't play anymore because the older kids have come. And I'm not, you can't be mad. You're the older kids. You're going to butt out the younger kids because that's
Sure.
what happened, because you're the older kids. Working with kids as long as I have, it's just going to happen. So, so one of the goals is to create a space for everybody. And that way the younger kids also are going to be able to have a space where they're not going to get pushed to the side.
When a young person walks through the doors, what do you want them? What's the first thing you want them to start feeling?
I want them to feel welcome and I want them to feel safe.
Safe, yeah.
I noticed that you mentioned you were a pastor's kid, that you work closely with the church. Is this going to be a faith-based organization?
I think it's a friend-based organization.
Okay.
And I think in any
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm curious.
Everywhere I go, I take my faith.
Sure.
Everywhere I go. But my faith is everywhere I go. My faith is who I am. So I believe that I think Jesus is a friend to everybody.
Sure.
So I think a friend-based organization is a faith-based organization.
Okay, that's fair.
To me, this organization is about our kids. So that's the purpose of it. Now, I think that God loves that. So everywhere I go, they're going to hear about it. It's going to be there. But our purpose is to touch and help our city.
That's awesome. Kathryn, as you got involved, what was one of the main driving points for you?
I think that all stems from our youth. I think turning pain into purpose is also a huge thing. Jana has just been such a light and driving force into this whole thing. I am so glad you welcomed me into it with open arms, and that you reached out to me to help you lead.
That's exciting. It's exciting to see such passion for our community. I think it always feels like there's a small group of people that's always involved in doing most of the things in our community. And it feels like you guys are expanding that circle and trying to include more people. And I think that's very exciting. One of the things that I've learned as I've run for office is we have a lot of people in this community that really love our community.
There is.
And there's a lot of people out there trying to do number thing. I'm wearing the Deeper Window t-shirt. Elaine was on our podcast. No idea about it till I got involved in the community.
I find that a lot. I think I find a lot that there are a lot of things happening in our community that we don't know about. And as I dig deeper, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. And so the hope is even with the youth center, it's not about me. It's not about, this is about our kids. And so, if they're, when I talk about like life skills, if there's a program out there that one of their goals is to teach kids life skills and I don't know about it, I want to know about it. Bring it to the center. Let's do this together. This isn't about me. This is about our community. So that's where I'm like, can this be a light to bring a lot of these resources together so the community also knows about it. And so parents know about it, grandparents know about it, teachers know about it. I know that when my kids were in school, I used to shadow my kids once or twice a year. They loved it so much, let me tell you. And so when I did that, I would learn a lot, but even the teachers would say, if I knew about this, or if I knew, they would recommend things. And so does the school know about it? Can they recommend things? So if we can find, a place that can list these things or have these things or advertise these things to a place to connect those things. Same with any resources, so because I find that a lot, that I'm learning more and more about programs that I had no idea about. And I've worked with youth in the community for 20 years and I'm learning every day about new opportunities for youth. And I love advertising things for youth. I'm always pushing stuff down their throats. Did you know this? Did you know that? And so, the more I know, the more I can help them.
I think our board is filled with a lot of great people in our community that are involved in so many things. Like we have Rhonda Vaughn from Landon's Legacy, and they donate.
Another tragic story.
Yeah.
They donate to a lot of the high schoolers. And so then we have Deb, who's on the school board. And so it's just a great group of people that are all diverse and know a lot of people. And I think that's really awesome.
Did you know about in the late 2000s on Ottawa Street, Kids Connection?
Yeah.
That was there for a long time.
A long time.
I knew about that.
Yeah, my grandson, he actually went to the after school program there for a little while. So
It was a great opportunity.
it was a great program.
For kids to go somewhere after school. They had nowhere to go. And it was a lot of younger kids. They catered to a younger group than I think you're looking at. That's no longer around.
Didn't you used to help with that?
So my company at the time did do the IT work and put in the computers and tried to pitch in where we could. But it was volunteers that made that place go. That building had been a ice cream shop, I think, at one time. And it was donated by our church for that organization at the time.
I mean, we had the Yak downtown too. And I had never gone as a kid, but apparently it was a really big thing. The Youth and Resource Center downtown.
Yeah, I know our youth group used the Yak a lot, and we used to open it up. We used to do all kinds of things with the Yak all the time. And so when the Yak closed down, I think it hurt the city a lot too. I mean, I know the floor caved in, so it wasn't like the doors just shut down. But it also hurt a lot because even me, with my youth program, I used to just on a Saturday, just talk to Joe and just open up and just go there and just let them play games and just do different things and everything else. And just for them to have a place to go. Even now we don't have the youth center, but we're working on like our park at our church, and we have a youth house and trying to work on expanding some of that just to have a place for kids to go and just trying to do different things like that. Just to do things like that, because they need a place. They need something like that. And again, Happy Path is getting this together. What can we do for next step? What can we do for younger kids? What can we do? A step one, my husband is like, whoa, okay. And I'm like, I'm already looking at step two. He's like, let's get to step one. And I'm like, I understand this, but these kids need this so much. This community needs this so much. How can making this happen is step two. I'm like, I know step one.
What's been the biggest challenge so far?
I think it's just getting everything off the ground, getting everything done, learning a lot as we go. I'm so grateful for Kathryn. And this is I always go back to my faith and my God factor. I just kept thinking about Kathryn, and I just reached out to her. I said, Kathryn, I just can't get you off my mind. This is my vision and this is my goal. Are you interested in joining this team and making this happen? And she was like, yes, I really, really do. You were there. She was like, can I bring my dad? And I was like, yes. And then the same for Rhonda and Deb, just bringing us all together. I'm so grateful for my church, our congregation. They are so amazing. They were like, we want to give you this land. We want to make this happen. Obviously, Eric is a huge part of our church. He has worked in every single ministry there. There's not one area of our church that he has not worked in. Not one wall has grown up in there since he was a little kid. And he's been such a huge part and a light there that they want to so desperately make it happen. They love the youth in our community so much.
They've honestly started fundraising for us a little bit.
Yeah, they've done a lot of fundraising. They gave the land. They've been doing a lot of fundraising. As a matter of fact, they've done basket raffles and food stuff and all kinds of things. So they're huge fundraisers for us. They're definitely the anchor and the stronghold of that. They want to do this for the community.
So now the big question, what's your monetary goal to get this going?
So the overall goal for the building is $2.3 million.
Wow.
Our big
That's
goal,
not a little number.
no, but we can do it. I believe it. That's why I said 5 months or 5 years, it's going to happen. I'm not going to give up until it happens.
You don't seem like a person that can wait 5 years.
I'm not a person that can wait 5 years. I'm not. I feel like this is a need for now. It really is. Our big goal is $3 million because we need equipment. And I know a lot of people can donate equipment, but our kids deserve equipment. They deserve good equipment. They deserve good things. They don't need used stuff. And I don't say that lightly. I'm like, our kids deserve this. And I know that these are hard times, but many hands make light work.
Sure.
This is a big community, and everybody coming together for these youth, everybody coming together for these kids. I know that we can make this happen. I know that there are people that are smarter than me that can help make this happen. I'm not anybody special. Eric was someone special, and he's the driving force. He really, really is. I'm telling you, every single day, there's not a day that goes by that I talk to him. Okay. I know that this is something that's going to happen. I know it is.
How much have you collected so far?
Right now, outside of, just the donation land, we have about 17,000.
Okay. So you're well on your way. I mean, most people start with zero, and you guys it's a small dent in it at least.
Yeah.
Have you visited with any of the other churches or any of the other nonprofits to see how they might be able to contribute?
We have a meeting with like a group of nonprofits in the next month or so. But like I said, when we say we just started, we have just really started getting boots on the ground.
Yeah, we're at ground zero.
Yeah.
Well, not ground zero. We're like at ground 5%. Oh.
Kathryn, you're the secretary. I assume, since I know you so well, you're probably doing the social media and marketing. You built the website. How hard is it to tell the story for somebody that you really didn't know?
I think it's easier because I can kind of pull myself away from it. Whereas I think when Jana tells the story, she gets really emotional and starts crying and can't get everything out. And I think for me, as much as I know he's a person and it's a very sad, tragic story, it's not somebody that I was very close to. So I can tell her story and I can tell the pain behind it and not break down. And I think it was honestly really wonderful to create. I enjoyed a lot of the process of everything and making everything and making sure everybody was happy with everything, because it wasn't just her that had to approve the website or what's going on. Like, he has a mom and a sister, and so their approval was also needed. But it's just honestly been a wonderful process.
She's done a great and amazing job.
Yeah, it's just hard.
Yeah.
It's hard
She's done a fabulous job, because it has been like, okay, so I can't write this. If you can write this, I'll read it later. And then we'll send it to D'Ambiance, and then we'll send it off, and then we'll let other people read it. But I can't look at any more pictures. I'm going to send you this giant album. Just pick the ones you like. Because I can't look at any more pictures right now. So it has been like, I can't look at this video. You look at this video. You pick the one you like, because I just can't keep doing this.
I think it's also been a little bit harder because I didn't know who all was super close to Eric and what pictures to incorporate and who specifically should be on what. And so I think that was kind of the harder process of it all. But I mean, she sent me everything, so it was a little bit easier.
How difficult is this for you? Because you must relive this horrific event multiple times a day sometimes, or multiple times in a month. I mean, how do you get through it?
I think that the goal behind everything is, we have the page on there. It's called Eric's Echo. Kathryn named it. And that's what I think about. One of the things I think about that night is when Steve and I pulled up, all the teenagers that were there and all the youth that were there. Eric's cousins were there. They were there, and they relived that night, I'm sure, even more than I do. I don't want to see another teenager ever have to live a night like that. So for me, my pain comes from not only...
I get your tissue.
Oh, you're fine. Thank you. Our loss, not just mine, but our loss of Eric, but them, the community, the people that it impacted, but everybody there that loved him and went through that night. I can't even begin to imagine, because we got there, by the time we got there, EMTs were there, everything else. Even when we got the call, because his aunt called and said, Eric was in a fight. And we were like, what? Eric is the most gentle and amazing kid that I had ever known. Out of all the kids that I've ever had, anything, you're talking about a kid that, you've raised children, right? Take out the trash. I will. Right? Never. Not one time. Eric, can you take out the trash? Yep. Can you go clean a room? Yep. Can you take this downstairs? Yep. Never, ever, not one time. If I'm pulling in the driveway with groceries, hey, I'm coming with groceries. Can you come grab them? He's at the bottom of the stairs to grab my groceries before I'm done pulling in the driveway. Just an amazing, amazing kid. Never. So to get that phone call was like, confusion. So when we got there, EMTs were already there, but those kids, so many of them there, just terrified. And so for them, for another youth, for another kid, for anybody else to ever have to see that or go through that, I feel like that's something that drives me. I think that that's something that takes that echo of Eric's life and focuses on who he was and the amazing kid he was, and to project the positive. So nobody else has to go through that ever again. Nobody else has to have a night like that ever again.
I think that's one reason that making the website was so much easier is just getting to know Eric as a wonderful human being and hearing Jana talk so highly of him and who he is as a person. It almost felt like I knew him my whole life.
What are some ways that people can get involved and help get this moving faster for you guys?
Donations always.
You can go on our website. The donation link is on there.
What's the website address?
It's going to be the ericlmilleroutreach.com.
Also, we do need help outside of just our board, right? If anybody is interested in coordinating like fundraisers, we need additional help with social media. I mean, she's our social media expert by all means. But if someone wants to help, we are looking for grants. If anybody is good at finding grants or grant writing, anything along those lines, we do welcome that. So those type of things, we are. Please, if you are an expert on anything in regards to nonprofit, reach out. We would love to talk to you.
We're starting a buy a brick program.
Yes.
So if they buy a certain amount, they get their name and personalization outside
Inside in the foyer.
In the foyer of the building as it's being built. So yeah.
That's amazing. How do you see where you are 1 year from now?
Hopefully we have a building up in 1 year. That's
Wow,
me.
that would be amazing.
A building up in 1 year. At least the building up. I do see the building being up in 1 year.
At least the bones.
At least the bones. We see the bones up. We see breaking ground bones up in 1 year. I know it can happen. I do know it can happen. I know our kids are worth it. I really do. I know the city is worth it. I love this city so much. I do. There's so many people that love this city. I know it's worth it. This community is worth it. There's so many great people here. I know that the city is worth. I want to say the city is worth saving. There's a lot of people that have things not so great to always say about the city. And I'm like, I don't know what city you live in, but I love this city. I raised my kids in this city and I love downtown. I love the people. I love the people I run into. So the city is worth it. And we have a lot of great things that we can do if we all come together and do them.
What about you, Kathryn? What's a year from now? What does success look like?
I would agree. At least the bones of the building up. More volunteers, more community partnerships, fundraisers every month. Yeah, I'd just like to at least see some kind of groundbreaking, at least.
Jana, in 10 years after this building is built and people are walking into the center and they hear Eric's name, what do you want them to think?
I want it to bring joy. I really do. I really think that that's my thing. When they hear Eric's name, when they hear the Eric L. Miller, or we always go the ELM outreach, but that's what we say.
The Elm, yep.
The Elm outreach. But I want it to bring joy. I want kids to refer to it as, this is where we're going. This is where you're going? This is where I'm going to meet you? This is where we're going? And we're making plans to expand. What's our next steps? How else can we help this community? What else are we going to do? That's where I see us in 10 years. I see us in, what else can we do? How else are we making this community better? How else are we growing?
I think our next goal after it's built is to be able to do scholarships and stuff for our youth. Any kind of money to help towards college or any money to help towards their living situations, I think would be great.
We appreciate that. Now we're going to kind of switch gears into something a little less heavy.
Thank you.
We'll put these away.
Thank you.
All right. I say that, and my first question is, and I think I've already asked you this, but one word to describe Eric.
I say vibe. I can't help it. Oh my goodness. I think of, I got to tell you a story. Let me do this. I'm going to say, okay. So we were taking it down a tree. Steve and I were talking about this last night, and I laugh about it every time. Okay. So I don't know how much time we got.
We got plenty of time.
Okay. So we were taking down a tree next to our church in our park we have this little park at our church, right? And so we were taking down a tree, and Eric was a worker, and he was crazy strong. But him and his cousin and some men in our church were taking down the street. I was there as emotional support. Obviously, I wasn't doing anything like strong because I'm weak, but I was serving food and water. And when the big part of the tree came down, this squirrel just came popping up out of nowhere, and it was a little baby squirrel. And this is Eric's heart. He searched everywhere and found this little squirrel. And and of course, I'm like, germs, disease, rodent, put it down, leave it alone, everything. He could not. He wanted to make sure it was okay, all this stuff. He took it, and he took it over across the street, and he puts it on this tree across the street, right? Because he was so concerned about this little baby squirrel. And I'm like, oh my goodness, go wash your hands. Like, he had gloves on, but I still was like, ew. Because he was so concerned. He just wanted to make sure it was okay, that it was alive. So the next day we go to church, and we get out of the car, and this squirrel comes down the tree and runs up his leg and just stands on his hand. And we're just like, and he's just standing there like this. And this little squirrel's just came straight to him. And everyone's just laughing because we're just like, and he's just like, I'm not. And so he just puts it down, and he's trying to leave, and it's just following him. And he's like, and he takes it back to the tree, and he's trying to walk away, and it just keeps coming. It wouldn't leave him. He could not leave it. And so it was hilarious. So we ended up having to like take it to like a rescue place because it wouldn't leave him alone. It just kept following him. Wouldn't let him go in the tree. It was just standing by the door. Mm-hmm. And so it was but it was who he was. Like I was just like, so he went and got some fruit. He went outside. He's like feeding it fruit. I'm like, stop feeding it. It's never going to go away. But he was so concerned about that squirrel all through church. He's like, I got to go check on it. I got to make sure it's okay. And so for us, like, he's just a whole vibe. Like the whole service, he's like, I got to go check on the squirrel. I got to make sure the squirrel's okay. So for me, he just a whole heart, a whole vibe. Like, he was the kindest, most gentle person with kids. He worked with our children in our church. His cousins loved him. Kids loved him. Animals loved him. Everybody loved him. He just had the purest heart. And I still won't ever forget. He's like, can I keep it? No, you cannot keep a squirrel. So we ended up having it. My nephew took it out to like this forest rescue place in like over by St. Joe or something, and like gave it to them to make sure that it lived. Oh. But yeah, he was so concerned about it. And the whole next day, this squirrel remembered him and followed him around. I have a picture of him in like his dress clothes holding a squirrel. It was crazy.
Kathryn, I'm going to alter that question for you a little bit. One word to describe Jana.
Oh. Heart.
Yeah.
She is all heart. She gives and gives and gives. There's not a single person she would not let into her home and sleep on her couch, no matter what they did. They could have been axe murder. She is. Thanks. Yeah. She takes anyone in, and she doesn't say no. She does not know how to say no.
As long as they're not a squirrel.
As long as they're not a squirrel, okay.
She's just one of the most caring people I know, and so she has a huge, huge heart and huge love for everybody around her.
Jana, one word you hope describes the youth center.
Oh my goodness, that's a hard one. Home.
Okay. I like it.
I like that. I want to say home. I want it to be a home away from home.
Kathryn?
I'd still say safe. A safe place.
All right. Kathryn, favorite thing about Leavenworth?
Oh gosh. Everybody who I like oh my God, it's one word though.
I didn't say one word. I just said favorite thing.
Okay. Sorry. Everybody here treats you like family. Everybody's super involved. Everybody who is involved loves this community. And that's something that I love. And I moved away for 5 years, and I still came back, and I still love Leavenworth, even when I don't love it.
Jana, what about you?
I think the same. I love the community. There's a lot of giving and caring people here that really give their all. Very generous people that don't expect anything in return. I feel like if you really open your eyes and you look around, you really see that, and it's really, really a blessing to be a part of.
Favorite place downtown?
Oh my goodness, I don't know if I could really count the
Name
ways.
one.
I'm gonna have to say Karma Cakes is one of my favorites. Don't tell my husband though, because he doesn't know how much I go there, but I mean, he's probably watching. But
I'm sure Renee appreciates it.
yeah,
Shout out to Karma
I'm
Cakes.
just saying, because I can get light lunch or I can sneak a cupcake if I want to. So I'm just saying, whatever works.
Kathryn?
Are we talking food, clothes? Like
Favorite
I
thing
like
about
No, it was
downtown?
hard to
Season
decide,
7
right?
boutique downtown.
Favorite place downtown? One place.
I went straight to food. I can't help it.
Yeah, I love the red hibiscus. I'll always love the red hibiscus. I hope they're here for a long time. I love their acai bowls. I like their tea. Like, I love them.
Kathryn, this is going to be an interesting question for you.
Okay.
Best advice you would give a teenager today?
Oof, don't sneak out. No. Probably listen to your parents. Yeah. Because even when you think you know best, you don't always know best. Even now at 28 years old.
I'm telling you,
I'm glad this is recorded.
play it over and over.
That's right. Jana, for you?
I always and still do tell my kids, don't grow up. That's what I say. Don't grow up. It's a trap.
And I think Kathryn can say what I would say.
Nothing good happens after midnight.
That's right.
Nothing good happens after. Well, and sometimes being a grown up is just really boring and you don't want to do that. But no, I always tell my kids, don't grow up. Life is too short to take it too seriously. And so it's okay to have fun. But I always tell my kids, don't grow up. Like, it's okay to be an adult, but it's also okay to
Enjoy.
smile. Don't be so serious all the time.
Jana, basketball or football?
Football.
Chiefs?
Yes.
Kathryn?
Football.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning person.
Night owl.
So you're getting early morning texts from
Oh,
her.
yeah. She was texting me this morning and I was like, I don't know what you're saying to me.
She was like, call me.
Call me. And she's like, I can't. The baby's asleep. I was like, I'll read them later. I can't. This is early.
All right. Now you can't use the one you've named before. Favorite local restaurant?
Local to Leavenworth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not local to Lansing.
Nope. Local to Leavenworth.
Luigi's.
You know what? I'll expand it to Leavenworth County.
Oh. That's even harder. I think
know.
we should just keep it in Leavenworth.
Nope. Leavenworth County.
Man. I'm trying to think where I'm going for dinner. I really love restaurant. Has to be a restaurant. Like Toriato's count.
Favorite place to eat? Local restaurant, favorite place to eat?
I love Toriato's.
Shout out to Toriato's.
I have no idea.
And Luigi's.
I know. I was like, I'm thinking, where does Steve and I eat the most? But
No, I changed my answer.
Oh, no.
The Thai place on 5th.
Oh, the new place.
Yeah, it's kind of
is that
new.
good?
It's so good.
Oh, like, let me change.
Careful when you're driving your car around there, though.
Yeah.
That's a story for a different day.
Yep.
It's a story for a different day.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say the same answer. So I know I'm like, I'm stuck. This is where I go.
Baser, Tongi.
I don't know. We always eat local around here. So we always go to Metros. So I'm going to have to say Metropolitan because that's where we always go. That's kind of our go-to. So I'm just going to say that. That's where we always go. We're always like, Metro, this is where we go. This is where we always, that's our go-to.
One things kids need more of today.
Patience.
Okay.
I would agree with that. Patience.
Best way to build trust with young people.
What would you say?
I would say communication. I think a lot of people don't listen to young people. They always think they know what they're going to say, and they don't actually have conversations with them. When I talk to my grandkids, I believe I have grandkids, but still trips me out. But I have 2 younger grandkids, and even talking to them, because I try to bounce things off my kids and my grandkids. I always have. And yeah, 4 younger. Oh my gosh, I know. Don't she reminded me how many I have. But
4.
but I try to bounce things off of them, and they're just like, nobody listens to me. And I'm like, even my grandson, he said, Pawpaw isn't my best friend. And I said, why? He said, because he talks to me and he listens to me. And I was like, aw. And then I was like, what about me? But that's a conversation for a different day. But still, I think listening and having a conversation, understanding, one of the things that we understand is when you have teenagers or young people in your life, do you know anything about them? Do you know what they like? Do you know what their favorite colors are? Do you know how many siblings they have? What do you know about them? I think that's important to them, just like it's important to you. And people take that for granted sometimes.
Kathryn?
Yeah, I'd say getting to know them and listening is just such a big thing.
Last movie or show you binge watched?
Dutton Ranch is what we're watching right now.
All right.
Well, I can't say the same answer. That's what I'm watching.
Is that right? That's funny.
That's what I'm watching right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I made Elijah watch Steel Magnolias after I went and watched the play downtown. I made him watch it. I made him watch Steel Magnolias. So she says I take everyone. Elijah. So Coach C is
took in.
So Coach C is the basketball and football coach. One of the basketball and football coaches at the intermediate school is staying with us right now. He's a good friend, and so he of the kids too. But I have the space. He's a good kid. But I made him watch Steel Magnolias. That's what happens if you stay in my house. You got to watch old people movies. So I'm just saying, he has a new appreciation for Steel Magnolias. So I made him watch it. He enjoyed it.
As we kind of close out the podcast, what are the last things you want people to kind of remember, think about? How can they get involved?
I would say if you are interested at all in helping, please reach out to us. You can reach out to one of the best ways probably to get a hold of me is through Faith Evangelistic Center. I would say you can reach out to them at 913-682-4492. Give them a call and they can give you all my contact information. That's probably the fastest and easiest. And we would love to have someone help coordinate fundraising. Kathryn and I, our other board members, all of us are very busy. Everybody in this city is very busy. But if anyone is interested in helping coordinate some community outreaches, community fundraisers, some other things, we would love that. If you have a passion for youth and teenagers, or if you have a program that you would think would be a good fit, please reach out to us. We would love to partner with you.
Sharing Eric's story, donating on our page. Once again, the eriklmilleroutreach.com. That would be the best way. There's a contact page. You can always email through that as well. I'll get that, so I'll be able to respond.
Jana and Kathryn, thank you both for being here. This conversation reminds us that the legacy is not just about money, but it's also about action. The Eric L. Miller Youth and Resource Center is being built to honor Eric's life by creating a place where young people can feel safe, supported, and connected, a place where they can be mentored, encouraged, and given opportunities to grow. And so I actually wrote this closing because I wanted to make sure that I hit those points because I think it's such a great opportunity. And I know that our community can use something like this. So if you have the time, you have the heart, you have the energy, find time to work with this nonprofit, this group of incredible people, and let's make this happen. $4 million or $2 million is a small number once.
4 or 5.
I mean,
everybody gets involved.
Hey, then we'll get started on phase 2. Oh.
If you like our content, please like and subscribe so we can keep putting this out. And until next time, thanks for watching.